Hi, I'm Charlie.
And I'm Jenny Roberts, Curlsmith Global Brand Ambassador.
Today's video is going to be all about how to use a curl conditioning oiling cream. So let's just talk a little bit about the oiling cream. It is a leave-in conditioner and it's suitable for very thirsty and coarse hair. It's from the Moisture Recipe range and it's available in 3 different sizes. It has all the ingredients that you would expect to see in the Moisture Recipe products that just really infuses the hair with all of that moisture and hydration. So do you want to tell us a little bit about how and when to use the product, Jenny?
Yeah, so this is an Esso. An Esso has a type 4 hair, which means the hair texture is and the cuticle is quite coarse and needs some smoothing out. So the oiling, I like to leave conditioner in hair before I start styling it, so this is just perfect for me because it's really hydrating and it really holds all that moisture into her hair, so she can last a few days without actually washing her hair or revitalising it. I'm going to use it as I'm going to think of it as a primer. As a primer before I add my styler. It will hold her texture and make the overall look more textured, not necessarily coily or curly, but just generally more textured with tons and tons of hydration. So I'm just going to put it on like I would put a regular conditioner on. I'm going to spray it down a little bit more just to make it a little bit wetter, and then it will just absorb into the hair better that way.
And would you say it makes a big difference whether you apply it to wet or dry hair?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't apply this to dry hair necessarily. I think it has a better absorption with on wet hair, and it actually does the job it's meant to do, hydrating. If you put it on dry hair, I think it would just go all cloggy and wouldn't really do anything.
Yeah, so after you've shampooed and conditioned, even if you've come back to your section and you can see the hair's dried out a bit, it's recommended, like you say, to spray it back down.
Yeah, just spritz it a little bit more. What we want to see is the individual coils and curls in her hair. So we have to wet it down enough to see that happening. And you can only see the individual coils and curls in an Essu's hair when it's very, very, very wet. That you can see now her individual coils and curls coming out. So I can see the texture of an Essu's hair really, and the wetter you make it, the more you can see that texture. And it's that I want to capture. I want to capture all of these like little coils going on through here. Gives the hair a nice overall texture. Okay, I'm just going to put a little bit at a time. I'm not really sure how her hair will respond to it because I haven't used it on her hair before, so I try and err on the side of caution to start with. And just sporadically pop it through a bit.
And again, what would you say, as in the importance of sectioning the hair?
Well, if you don't section an Essu's hair, you're never going to get it through evenly. It's just going to be stuck in one point. So it's really important to section. So you've got a nice even surface area that you can apply the product to. Otherwise, you'll find it'll be all nicely down in one area and then not enough in another area. And just keep it all really methodical.
Yeah. Really
methodical. Now I've got that through there. I'm just going to detangle it again with my brush, holding the roots. And we start from ends upwards. We never start the roots, otherwise you put too much pressure on the hair. And with this, I can decide to put a styler on afterwards if I wanted to. For now, I'm just going to let the conditioner do its thing. Okay, now once you've done one section, it's best not to go over that section again. So we'll take this top out here and we'll repeat the same through here. What I'll try to do is not to wet the section underneath because the drying process is happening now on this section here. And if I keep wetting it, I'm stopping that drying process from happening, or I'm impeding it, which means it's just going to shrink and then stretch and shrink and stretch and shrink and stretch. So I try my best not to wet it again. I'm going to give it another spray, and in my spray I always like to have warm water. Yeah. Warm water just makes the hair more malleable rather than cold water. Just like when you're trying to wash dirty dishes, you always use warm water because it makes all the dirt move around. This just makes the hair softer and more malleable. It's always better to work with softer hair rather than hard hair.
And what would you say in regards to the amount used? Because that's a question that gets asked a lot.
Yeah, again, it's one of those, it depends on the density of your hair, really. Yeah. If you've got very, very dense hair, you're obviously going to need a lot more than you would do if your hair was quite fine in density. I'm talking not in strands. Yeah. So think of the density of your hair. Don't think of it as being the strands are thick or the strands are fine. Just think overall, how much hair do you have? Yeah. and then just work it out like that. So add a little bit at a time and then build that up rather than adding too much. It's always better to add more rather than too much. If you've added too much, it's game over. You'll have to shampoo and get it all out. So I'm just detangling her sections of her hair with my hands, with the product in here.
Yeah.
You can see how soft it is, and it's not taking any effort at all to do it. And then we're getting those little squidgy coils.
Yeah, you can see the definition coming through,
Yeah.
can't you?
I mean, we have to, you have to be realistic about how much definition you're going to get on certain types of hair, because Anessu's hair will not be as defined, say, as my hair or your hair. So rather than comparing our hair, we just have to think about the best we can make the hair we're working with. And so this is it's a good texture that's happening here.
And you can see how thorough you're being, and I'm assuming that not everyone does this at home, so it's nice to see,
Yeah.
the difference that it's making.
Yeah, but you know what? It's worth doing it thoroughly,
Yeah.
because when it's done, and you've got great hair. If you don't do it properly now, it's never going to look great when it dries. You can't kind of go over it once it's dry, so it's always, everything's in the preparation. If you don't have a good base to start from, you're not going to have a good result. It's really important. Lots of people, you can't skimp on the preparation. It's like anything, right?
Yeah. Fail to prepare,
Prepare to fail. I was just about to say that, but I was trying to get it the right way around. I normally say it the wrong way around.
Yeah.
Again, so you can see what's happening here. You can see how hydrated her curls are and her texture. And it's making some really nice definition and really nice texture through here.
Yeah, I mean, I always do say to any curly girl or guy, if you've not got time on wash day, then just wait another day.
Absolutely, and do it properly.
Yeah, do it properly. Because if you cut corners, you won't get the results.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I know sometimes we look at our hair and think, oh my God, it takes so long. But you have to see it as a blessing. It's a blessing to have hair like this. It really is. And you can choose to put a styler over the top or not. It depends what kind of look you want. If Anessu just wanted a soft, slightly textured look, then we just leave it like this. If she wants something with more of a hold in, then I might put the InStyle shower fixer on there. And that's our strongest hold, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And that's perfect for stronger hair, coarser hair.
And what would you say in regards to using a detangling tool at this point instead of your hands? Is your preference your hands?
Yeah, but it depends. I just kind of go with my instinct. So if this is feeling like, oh, this is easy and manageable with my fingers, then I use my fingers. If I feel I really need to get into a bit more, I'll use the brush. Yeah. But I just chop and change as to how it's feeling. I think it's just instinct now. I've been doing it for so long that I feel, oh, I need to feel the hair more, or I'll use the brush more.
And I think for people at home, it's just getting to know what you like, right? Just trying different methods.
Absolutely.
And it's down to personal preference.
Absolutely, personal preference. Yeah, and it's just one of those. It's not one size fits all. You've got to experiment with your hair. Okay, so now I've put the oil-in cream in Anessu's hair. You can see there's tons of hydration in there, and already her curl pattern is emerging because it's lovely and hydrated and just kind of springing into shape. So what I'm going to do now I've evenly distributed it all, we've got a ton of hydration in, I'm going to put my choice of styler on the top, and I'm going to use the InStyle Shower Fixer. It's our strongest hold, and I think it'll work really well with her little coils of texture to give her a really good hold for the next couple of days.
Wow, it looks absolutely amazing. Look at the definition and the coils, and you can just feel the moisture.
You can feel that hydration
within
part
the
here.
hair.
Look at that, springy.
Yeah.
So it's got a really good spring and a really good bounce to it.
It just looks really healthy.
Looks nourished, doesn't it, and cared for.
Yep, and even around the front here, you can see the tight coils.
Yeah.
The definition through there.
Yeah,
it's
you
great.
see all those coils now all appearing. And that's the texture I was wanting to capture with the moisture and with the InStyle Shower Fixer as well. And that has just captured it all beautifully. Very happy
Looks amazing.
Thank you. Thank you for watching.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.